Steve Toohey, or Steve Toohey, Cheryl Toohey with you.
Crazy.
I don't think I've ever had that problem before when you filled in. I'm
Nope.
looking right at you when I said it this time. Yeah. Steve Toohey and Cheryl Toohey with you here, hanging out, doing our thing on a super fun Friday morning. Thanks for getting your day started with us, getting your weekend off to a good start. We hope you're having a good time. We are too. Don't forget, 12 days giveaways. We've been talking about it. Get yourself registered for a chance to win big time fun and prizes. And now we have 12 days of giveaways for businesses. Head over to our Facebook pages and get signed up. Portion of the show this morning brought to us by the Connection Center in DeMott. Did you know they have a medical clinic? Visit connectionmedicalclinic.com to find out more. You can also find out more on their Facebook page or go to demottconnection.com. Also want to mention our friends over at Fozzie Caleb Appliances in Rensselaer and DeMott. So last time I did this, a bunch of people went over and said something to her. So go over and say hi to Carrie.
Yes. And say happy birthday, for heaven's sake.
Yes, say happy birthday. Yesterday was Carrie's birthday. So stop by Fozzie Caleb Appliances in Rensselaer today and wish Carrie a happy birthday. And while you're there, you might want to buy yourself a stove. Just saying, they got great deals and stoves for the holidays. Get your kitchen ready for the holidays at Fozzie Caleb Appliances in Rensselaer and DeMott. All right. So we are up on the video. We're up on our Facebook pages, on the YouTube page. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but if you click on the little bell, what it'll do is give you a notification every time we do a video. So I try to do a video every day. We go on here from the studio a couple times a week. So you'll get notified when we're doing it, so you can see our smiling faces and hang out with us and make comments on the chat and all that stuff. Which, by the way, I meant to do it earlier. We found a new thing a couple months ago where now you can't see us because we have our computers different than when Chrissy's here. But right now, you and I are above each other as opposed to when we usually look at the video and we're side by side. And now on the side,
kind of like the Brady Bunch. Do I need to go?
That's what Chrissy said. Yeah. So I know you look down at you. Yeah. 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 So and then over on the side is when people make comments, it'll show up on the screen. So
That's
everybody
cool.
can see all the comments.
Here's what I like about subscribing. Every time, because I subscribe to our page, of course, but I also subscribe to Married at First Sight Australia, which is my favorite show on planet Earth. I love, love, love that show. Anyway.
Okay.
Anytime they put anything new in, it's in there. So I could just go and see. And then if I want to reference back, I can reference back. So if there was a show that you loved that we did, not that we did, but that you did, with Chrissy, it's in there.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the best part of it. And then you get notifications, when there's something new, so you don't miss a thing. You can sign up for the 12 days of giveaways, and let's say you forget because you're a dentist and you're doing your thing, whatever it is, now you'll get a little reminder.
That is a good point. If you're a dentist and you have your hands in someone's mouth, please don't stop to watch our videos.
Stop.
Right. Don't do that. Don't.
Right.
I know
if you're a surgeon, do not leave the operating room.
Right. I know Dr. Drone over at Hillcrest is always listening. I know he's watching the videos and stuff. So don't do that mid dentistry. Yeah, don't do that.
Hey, hold on one sec.
Right, don't do
I'll
that.
be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry, the translation was "No, go ahead." I love that show. Yeah. But also here, and being completely selfish, if you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, it does something to the algorithms and gets more people to jump in and see us and watch and stuff like that. But I subscribe to about maybe 10 or 12 different channels on YouTube. YouTube has quickly become my favorite way of watching television.
No
what
ads,
I like,
too.
Well, I pay for a little extra for that. But what I like about it is I like to go to my subscriptions, and there's a thing that says all, so I can scroll through and see the different things that all of my different subscriptions have posted. And then I'll go, oh, I want to watch that video, or oh, I'm in the mood for that, or you know what? Today I'm just doing 3 minutes videos and I just want to see quickies.
And I like that it then, let's say Gary V, all of our, Simon Sinek and all that. If you start following them, similar people will start coming up in your feed.
Yes.
So it's almost like retargeting. I mean,
I-
it is retargeting.
I love that though. Chrissy doesn't like being recommended like what to watch. She likes to just go search and find stuff for herself. I like the idea of if I like these kind of things, tell me
Custom
about
stuff
it,
for
then
me.
I'll decide.
Yeah,
Then I
yeah.
decide.
Because
So,
you can't possibly have seen everything. So why not
No.
have it specifically tailored to you and what you enjoy?
yeah, that's
know?
I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
And here's the thing. So I follow Alex Hormozy, who, if you like business and marketing,
Yeah.
go for it. You're gonna see him. You're gonna go. He's a muscle-bound weirdo with a nasal strip on. Why? What is?
Right.
Who is this Paul Bunyan-looking weirdo?
Right.
Great. Watch him with your eyes
Trust me,
closed
you'll
for a
be
little
in
while.
love.
Yes, he's got some
Yeah.
great stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like watching him. So because I do that, I'll get other things where other people have interviewed him or talked with him about this, or he's been on another show. I saw him and Dave Ramsey talking together, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And then by watching more Dave Ramsey, I found out he likes Simon Sinek, and I'm like, okay,
Wow.
perhaps I'm on the right path here with
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of this stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot of good stuff there.
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of Dave Ramsey, our topic for this segment was some odd and unconventional money saving tips that I came across. Okay. This was from one of the 952,302 different websites that I go to every day to find fun stuff for us to talk about.
Okay.
This is one, not a lot of people know about this one. It's kind of like underground, like the deep dark web.
Yeah.
It's called BuzzFeed.
I bought that. I'm just saying. I should have known. But nope.
It says, I've saved literally hundreds a month. People are revealing less known frugal tips to help them save.
Yeah.
To help them with some money saving things. Some of them, let's see, once a month. I fuel up my vehicle, get at least 10 days worth of groceries, and at least $0 for the next 10 days.
Ooh.
So you fill up, you get your groceries, and you go, okay, $0 I spend for 10 days. Can I do it? She says, so over about a third of the year, so 10 days out of the 30 in a month, you don't spend a penny. Says it works for me. So, yeah.
That's interesting because I told you I just started the opposite, where I'm not buying a zillion dollars worth of groceries and packing the fridge and freezer. I'm actually going, okay, what do we want to make tonight? And I'm grabbing it all at Strax.
For me, that works if you cannot do the walk to every aisle. Go to the places for the
Yeah.
stuff you need and leave.
And I'm so impulsive.
Yeah, and I'm not. Chrissy laughs at me. She saw me one day at the grocery store, and saw me 3 times that day at the grocery store, because she's like, "You're like nuts. You're just move here, go there."
Right. But
I just go to the places I want.
on a mission.
Yes, I mean, how many times have you and I gone grocery shopping together? And then I got to walk back and find Cheryl. Where's Cheryl? Oh, here she is back in the third aisle.
I know.
Like, I'm done.
I know.
I got to go. Let's
But
go.
based on what's on sale, then I start making recipes. So then I got to pick up all that stuff too. Like,
I know.
So yeah.
But
But
that's not my way.
Yeah.
I go. Says try cascading leftovers or meals where leftovers lead or cascade into another. Baked potato one night turns into potato soup the next. Chili can be repurposed into spaghetti sauce or put on top of chips for nachos. The second one, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But now, here's what I have done with chili. Because we like chili with ditalini, or people will call it chili mac,
Yeah. Yeah.
I've taken and made just rotini noodles, but it's still chili. I don't kid myself into
It's
thinking
not
it's spaghetti.
spaghetti.
It's not
Don't do
spaghetti.
that.
No, it's chili with rotini noodles, and
Yeah.
it's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But I like doing the nacho thing more. I'll do that a lot. I'll make chili for football,
Yeah.
and then go with the nacho route and do that as well. By the way, feel free to comment with some of your fun money saving tips if you've got some. If you want to jump in that way and tell us some of your favorite money saving tips. Let's see here. I've got, I switched to grocery delivery during the pandemic. Even though there's a monthly/yearly fee, I've kept it because it cut down on impulse buying. I do that almost zero
Yep.
because I just make my list.
Yep.
That's all that comes.
The only thing that I can't stand about that is when they sub.
So
like,
I've never done it, so I don't know. So
oh,
they'll
I
submit
did
a
it
new
a
thing.
ton. What they'll do is, let's say you said you wanted X brand of whatever it is, bacon.
Mhm.
They will sub, and you can check the box, no subs.
Oh, okay.
But what drives me crazy, if I do that, then I ordered $87 worth of stuff, and then $27 comes
they
to my
didn't have
door,
it.
and I'm like, okay, what did we just do here? And now I've got odds and ends and nothing to make. Like, I'm like, all right, that was fun. Let me grab the car keys and
Right.
go find the other $60
Right.
worth of stuff.
So now the B in my BLT is just going to be bread.
Right.
She didn't bring me
Right,
bacon.
right,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, I've got
Yeah.
the L. I've got the T.
Yeah.
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 After you've gotten the discount signing up for a shopping website mailing list, unscribe from the emails. So sign up to get the deal and then unsubscribe
I do that
right away.
all the time.
Do you really?
Yes.
My problem is I don't, and then I finally unsubscribe about 4 years later. I don't ever buy anything from them, but
Yeah.
I keep getting a bunch of emails.
Yeah.
The power of doing your homework before making purchases, meaning the cheapest option may not always be the frugal option if your purchase doesn't have longevity compared to other reasonable prices. I think that's like on a bigger scale if you're
Ticket,
doing, if
yeah.
you're buying bigger things. When you make dinner at home, before you serve yourself, put some servings in the plastic containers for meal prep. This helps with portion control, and now you have a couple days of lunch to bring to work instead of buying. I like leftovers, but you and I have found, living on our own, now we're doing some swappity doos.
Yeah.
Where you're making a meal and that lasts, it could last you 5 days instead of lasting two of us 2 days or 3
Yeah, we
days.
share. Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
When I'm living by myself and not doing that, leftovers can be a bit much. I've found ways to make smaller amounts, and that's why I like going to the grocery store for what I'm in the mood for. When there's meat on sale, I will buy it and put it in my freezer. But I like coming home and just making what I'm in the mood for.
I'm
Last
super
night,
moody.
I was mad at myself. I threw the ground beef the day before in the freezer. And then yesterday, I was in the mood for hamburgers.
Yeah.
And now I got to defrost it, and I just made something else.
Yeah.
Now, I'll have hamburgers tonight, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
No one died.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of running to the grocery store, get my steak, get my potato. I'm home for dinner. Now I'm making it. Right now, this is the thing I want. Another person said, honestly, I've always have my favorite processed foods. I typically crave in my freezer. She keeps them in the freezer. Chicken strips, French fries, pizza. Cooking a frozen pizza satisfies a craving for like $5 instead of $20 delivery. Sometimes, yes. And sometimes I just need pizza from the place. Sometimes I'm in the mood. I gotta have the pizza from the place. I
mean,
that.
we've jumped into the car and driven to Cherville to pick up
Sure.
pizza from Lou Malnati's.
Because that's what we're in the mood for, right? That's that's a thing. I get that. Well, I was talking about Alex Hormozy. For a long time, he did like 3 meals a day at Chick-fil-A because he was like, listen, I would rather go out to restaurants. I figured out it was cheaper in the long run. Now, he had a job where he was making a lot of money.
Right.
So he said it was cheaper for me in the long run to order that and keep working than to waste an hour at the grocery store buying all the ingredients, then cooking it, then doing the thing. It was cheaper for me to just order,
Right.
delivered, done, eat,
Right.
back to work. And he goes, I was making less money because I was doing all this other stuff. I don't
Right.
need to do all that. So I get that. That doesn't work for everybody, though.
Yeah.
Just-
And if you have kids, like whether now you have a bigger family, like
Right.
I don't think most of this would have worked had we still had the girls living in the house with us.
Right.
Like,
Well, we just would have to
you
change
know.
our thinking and say, that's what we made, now eat it.
Oh
That's what
yeah. Oh my gosh. That was always like, oh my
Never happened.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Never
were always like, yeah. And it was so funny because my mom used to say, "This is not Wags." Do you remember Wags? Walgreens.
Of course.
Walgreens had a restaurant
Yes, called Wags.
called Wags.
Yes.
Greatest onion rings ever. Anyway,
Wait,
so she used to say,
Ti-
"This is not Wags."
time out. I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
I was this years old when I found out that Wags was owned by Walgreens.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought Wags was another restaurant. It's like a Denny's or something. I didn't know it was owned by Walgreens. Okay,
I think.
Sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna now you're making me second guess, but that's
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I remember Wags.
so
Sure.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
is
and
that
my mom
funny?
would always go, "This is not
This is
Wags.
Wags,
You're
yeah.
not putting in your order.
Gosh.
Eat what I make you."
But when you and I first got together, I pulled you aside in the kitchen one day
know.
and I said, listen,
This is
when
ridiculous.
you were a kid,
Right.
did your parents walk in every day and go, what do you guys want for dinner?
What are you in the mood for?
No.
Yep.
My parents made dinner. Now, my parents were really good about it. My mom, like you said, you used to be scared when you get off the bus and you could smell liver and onions.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Woof.
We did not. My mom was really good about, once we didn't like something, she didn't make it.
Yeah.
Her and my dad liked fish. Like they decided they were going to have fish. Me and my sister didn't like that.
So they'd make a
They'd
couple
make
chicken
something
breasts
else.
or
Yeah. Or
something.
they'd throw a frozen pizza
Yeah.
in or whatever.
No.
You know, so my mom made stuff that we liked.
Mm-hmm.
So it was never a thing. It was just what we were having for dinner, you
Yeah.
know? And it's very similar to the way that I live now. She kind of had a rotation.
Yeah.
And every so often we'd get a little bit more and a new recipe would pop up or we'd
Yeah.
have something in somebody's house and like it and she'd try that or whatever.
But she
you know?
also, I remember for Thanksgiving would be bring green bean casserole, but some people liked it without the turkey onions. So she had like different stuff for
Right,
everybody. So,
right.
yeah.
So she'd make stuff that we liked
Yeah.
as kids.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like, you know, eat whatever I put in front of you. It was, you know,
No.
I mean, she knew that I hated peas.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else wanted peas in their stew. So she'd wait and like she'd make mine and then she'd put peas in it and then mix it all up. And if I wanted leftovers, I had peas. But she'd do a bowl for me like without peas. And then as I got older, I
Oh.
realized it was all mushed in there and you don't taste any of it.
Right.
It's like a pot pie. No
Right.
one knows. Yeah. So anyway,
Grow up.
so right. And,
Right.
and now, you know, now that I'm older and live on my own, I don't have any vegetables. There's not any in my house. I think there might be a potato and an onion in my house.
Well, there's a
That's about
tomato if
it.
you eat tacos and salsa and
Yeah,
all
that's
that
true.
stuff.
There you
so
go. So there you go. I got
those
that.
count.
Yes, yes. So feel free to keep commenting with some of your money saving tips. We'll check those out in a little bit.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and